Okay, that should work. I should probably pull up my predictions. I got. Okay, it is on the right screen. But y'all can see my alt tab. Fuck. That's fucked up, man. That is fucked up. That's whatever, though. I mean, I don't have anything. I have JG2's DMs, Steam. Yeah. I got my own stream pulled up just so I can read chat. So, that'll be alright. Oh no. Okay. I've completed all of his quests. $100. 100 bones? What the fuck? I'll buy this though. Kinda need this. Rotate. And then place. I'm allowed to store shit in there, I think. So we'll see. Thank you, Zor. But I don't know. I think I have Hernandez winning this weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna do too much betting on the card. I might. I might not. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But we'll see. We'll see. Uh, this is supposed to allow me to store shit. How the fuck? Food. And not store energy drinks in there? I. Whatever. I just wasted an energy drink. 2 viewers, little guy. Yeah, brother. Of course, man. Insufficient funds. What you mean? I always love gambling. Y'all know that. I don't like the Urseg versus fucking what's his face? Urseg versus Osborne because it somebody said this and this is kind of becoming a popular take, but I do believe it. Urseg versus Osborne gives off Reyes versus Span vibes in the sense of Osborne is a lot like Ryan Span, where he's not technically very good and he's a very low IQ fighter, and he's not that great, but he has the potential to knock out um, the guy who beat one of the champion at the time. Like Osborne, if he knocks out Reyes or not Reyes, fucking Urseg, he potentially it's like Dominic Reyes versus Ryan Span because a lot of people thought that Urseg beat Pantoja. I think there's an argument for that, especially based on damage. You know, the commentary always acts like it came down to the grappling in the fifth round. That did why would Urseg shoot for a takedown? It's like no, dude. I thought he won. I thought he won 3 rounds before that. So I don't know. Ugh. Oh, I'm walking away from my computer right now, y'all. Let me see. Yeah. Eh, maybe. It's a possibility. I don't know though. Yeah, if you wanna, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I see. Okay, maybe I might do that, or I might do some of the chicken honestly, cause sounds nice. However, I just don't know, cause I'm torn tonight. Cause tomorrow's my day off, so I can drink as much as I want tonight. I might. Okay, chat. If there's anybody else here I got a couple options. So I have some Howler Head, which actually isn't bad. Howler Head's pretty decent. It's got that banana flavor. You know, I know official sponsor of the UFC. Wait, what the fuck? Saltine sardines? When the fuck did we get these? Who gave this to us? Oh, do you guys want some Casper, do you want some sardines? hmm I don't know. Is you okay if I give it to him? Okay. I'll see if um Jasper maybe wants some. I don't know. Guys, I got Howlerhead. I got some Screwball, the peanut butter whiskey. I got some Pink Whitney, and I have some Twisted Tea Sweet Tea whiskey. So, ooh, Meadow. Do you want some sardines maybe? Oh, look who came running. These don't have bones in them, right? Ah, shit, there's some juices. Okay. They might. God, this literally is cloudy with the chance of meatballs, bro. Like, the fucking sardines, dude. I don't know. Uh, okay. Yeah, I'll try that. If y'all like that, that's pretty cool. Oh, what's up, Big Ank? Where are you at, brother? Of course, Haunter is here. What did you think of the Apex card with Tera? I actually didn't really get to watch it all that much because it was the weekend of my sibling's birthday, and so we went to a beach house. I went up north and spent the night over there. So, and they're not big into UFC. I was able to see a couple of the finishes. I thought Tara. I thought well with the Tara fight, the whole thing is like we expected that to happen. Really, like it's like yeah, that was gonna happen. That was always going to happen. He was gonna get his back and submit him because it's like well, Hyung Sung Park is pretty decent. I think, just my opinion. I think he's pretty talented. It was just way too high a step up in competition, way too fucking fast. Way too fast, you know? So there's that. Let me go down I think I did really well on that card too. I think I went 10 for 12 on that card. Let me actually go back and check, and I'll tell you the fights I actually fucking missed because there were two very 50-50 fights. Um, so yeah, I actually had Tara via submission in the second round. So I got that fight perfectly correct. I kind of just knew that it was like Youngsung Park's good enough to survive the first round, where Taylor will just get his back and sub him in the next. Chris Duncan versus Rebecca. I had Rebecca second round knockout. I did not get that one correct. I thought Rebecca would do better because I thought him arguably beating Oroblai. I mean, there's an argument for Oroblai to win that fight as well. Um, I think him beating Oroblai, who I rate very highly, and Chris Duncan kind of just getting by, in my opinion. Like he just shoots a guillotine and it works, I guess. Whatever. I don't know. Duncan, I had Rebecca winning that. I got that wrong. I had Ribovics beating Brenner via finish, but that didn't happen. I had Carol Rosa beating Cornell, and I had Zaleski beating Magny. Park was 10-0 prior. Is just yeah. Taylor is just too good. I had 100% agree with you. Taylor's really good. I had Kevin Vallejos finish in the first round, but he took him to a decision. I thought Vallejos would have finished him, but I guess not. So, um, Nakamura, I had him decision, but I guess he got a first round TKO. I had Vieira decision, got that right. I had Puliev decision, he got a second round finish. I had Bashi submission in the second round, but he got it in the first. I had Estevam decision. I had Rodriguez decision. So I thought Rebecca won, but it was close. He had 110 strikes while Duncan had 92. Yeah, I mean, it was also they were just both so damaged, you know. I mean, I think it was the damage that sold it for Duncan. Like if you're gonna make a case for Duncan to win that fight, it's just based off of damage because I think Rebecca damages a little too easily. I think that is because of the Oral Bly fight. He got fucking battered in that fight, and I think he should have taken a little bit longer to maybe recover, or maybe even if he took longer to recover, it wouldn't have mattered because there's that scar tissue that's just there. It's just gonna be there. So, yeah, I had Rebecca, and I had Neil Magny winning via finish, via TKO, but Guru swayed my opinion for Dos Santos, which sucks because I would have then it would have just been picking Chris Duncan, and I would have swept the entire card. It's always just two fights. It's always two 50-50 fights that get me on these cards, which is frustrating, but yeah, no, I agree. Uh Big Ink MMA, who do you got for the Apex card this week? I think it's Apex card. This weekend. Who do you got? While I look for I think I might grab some ice cream or some shit. I don't know. It's either that or I might switch up the alcohol I'm drinking. It's honestly between the Screwball and the Pink Whitney for me. I don't know. I'll have to get a chat consensus on that, but I don't think Big Ink drinks. I mean, I'll probably go to a liquor store and I want to custom pick up some shit. I agree. He's taken too much damage. I think it's been like that since Diego Fajeda. Yeah. Diego had him bad ever since then. He's just been getting way too. Yeah, it was the Diego Fajeda fight, which pisses me off because Diego Fajeda is fucking unk, and he will continue to fraud check prospects unless if your name's Grant Dawson, you've already been fraud checked by Bobby Green. So I mean, there's that. Like Bobby Green already fraud checked Grant Dawson, so Diego Fajeda was legally not allowed to fraud check him, basically. So yeah, that fucking pisses me off. But hey, shit happens, dude. Uh, this is the game of MMA. You know. Uh, yeah, it's just his last three fights: Oralby, Duncan, and Fajeda. Just insane amounts of damage. I mean, just take some time off, brother. Let your body heal and let yourself mentally heal from being that damaged. Like, I mean, to take that much damage, like, I haven't officially trained any combat sports. Like, I've been in fights before in my life, but I haven't officially trained any combat sports. I would assume that once you go through like a 3 round or a 5 round war, mentally, I would assume for the next like 6 months to a year, you're thinking, okay, I need to fucking chill. Like I'm done. Like that took a lot out of me, like mentally. So I need to chill out, and I need to fucking, you know, I need to give myself a break. But I guess not. I guess or maybe I am right about that. Maybe my analysis, sorry, analysis with Rebecca would prove correct then. Heating up some chicken. So I mean, we'll see though. We'll see how he bounces back. Rebecca needs to get some matchups for him to win. I don't think he needs these hard fights anymore. Yeah, he doesn't need hard fights. You need to don't give him cans, but give him easy fights. I mean, like, God forbid a prospect that I like gets a fucking Terrence McKinney matchup. Like, I mean, you gave Ribovich the fucking McKinney matchup. I think also Duncan and Ribovich should fight each other next, and winner gets a ranked opponent. Um, However, yeah, stop giving this dude the most deadly people on the fucking planet. Or I mean, not to say that Chris Duncan's necessarily the most deadly person on the planet, but he's been given fights where it's like if this gets scrappy, this could get bad for him. So give bro a fucking I don't know Brenner on the spot, on that spot to getting the worst fights. Yeah. He's gonna be like I know they're in different divisions, but like I can't think of the exact equivalent, but it's like they would give him Wellmaker next if he was a bantamweight. Like you know what I'm saying? Like obviously they're not Brenner's not a welter or a fucking bantamweight. He's a lightweight, but it's like the level of danger that they would give him in his next fight. They'd give him like a Wellmaker. Like I can't think of what the lightweight Wellmaker would be. Um, it's not off the top of my head here. Yeah, Brenner would be fed to Wellmaker right now. Same with who did Yoel Alvarez just fight? Who's like just outside the fucking rankings area? Yoel Alvarez, he like flying kneed him and then guillotined him out cold. It was fucking brutal. I forgot. Yoel Alvarez, by the way, officially ranked this weekend. Love it. I fucking love it. I love when they actually rank prospects, and it's time to give Yoel Alvarez like Not a Gamrot. I don't think you can argue the Gamrot because Gamrot's already fought his unranked guy after being on like a bit of a stint, a losing streak kind of thing, or like losing a fight or two, and then he fights his unranked guy and he proves that he's top. Jakar Close, yeah. Jakar Close is one of those guys who's almost at any given time kind of outside the rankings, just barely there. Now Jakar is fighting Edson Barboza on 319. Exactly. See, he's been giving names that are present outside of the rankings. Like a Barboza, an unranked Barboza is like you beat him, you're probably gonna get a fucking ranked opponent. Yoel versus Chandler or Moicano. I'd love to see Yoel versus Chandler because I hate Chandler and I want to see him die inside of the octagon. So yeah, give him Chandler. Don't sentence Moicano to death, even though he kind of upset me in his last performance. But it's all good. I like Moicano. It's like when a fighter I like has a shitty performance, it's like, yeah, I'm mad at you, but I'm not really mad at you. Whereas a fighter I dislike has a shitty performance, then it's a completely different story. Yeah, give him Chandler. Give Yoel Alvarez Chandler, or you can't. I don't think you should give him Grant Dawson though, because if you give him Grant Dawson, it's like these are gonna be like poor. Okay, so like you got Poirier, Gaethje, Oliveira at the top of the division, right? I feel like Dawson, Alvarez, and Gamrot for sure are going to be these new names. Don't match them up against each other just yet. Let them build themselves into the division, into the rankings, and get solid in there before you start matching them up together. Like imagine if we got Oliveira versus like a Gaethje before it was the title fight. Like imagine if we got that like on the come up. Like after he beat Michael Johnson or whatever, we got an Oliveira versus Gaethje matchup. It would have been like, no, let these guys establish themselves into the division and shit like that. Hold on, let me actually go back to my computer. you know like it's like let these people establish themselves in the division and let these people like figure their shit out. Let them get comfortable in the division, let them feel out kind of like where they stand in the rankings. Actually, let me check the UFC lightweight rankings right now. I think you could do a Yoel Alvarez because Benoit Saint Denis is fighting Rufi, so honestly you could run fucking, since Fiziev's coming off a loss, you could run a fucking Alvarez versus Fiziev. I think you could, and you give Patty versus Sarukian, Holloway versus Oliveira, Gaethje versus fuck it, rebook it, Gaethje versus Dan Hooker, Dariush versus Gamrot 2, Moicano versus like an unranked contender who's put together a bit of a streak. Or you could do Alvarez versus Chandler or Alvarez versus Fiziev, in my opinion. You see Kyle Dawkins fighting Michelle Pereira because Marco Tulio pulled out. I did see that. I didn't know Marco Tulio pulled out, but I did see Kyle Dawkins fighting Michelle Pereira because I saw it on Big Marcel's Instagram. He's the fucking goat, by the way. Fight updates always before the UFC, unless if it's a championship fight, because the UFC directly announces those. Um, Dawkins fighting Michelle Pereira. Chris Dawkins, huh? Michelle Pereira. Chris Dawkins. Chris Dawkins? It's Chris Dawkins you're talking about, right? Oh, Kyle Dawkins. I'm fucking blind. Sorry, my bad. Fucking blind. The Darce Knight. 2-4 in the UFC. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it at all. Why was that a no contest? Accidental headbutt. Okay. Phil Haas. Stoltzfus. Who has only 2 wins in the UFC? Jamie Pickett and Dustin Stoltzfus. His 4 losses. Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen is in a terrible loss in hindsight. Neither is, I mean, Phil Haas is pretty shit. Dolidze, considering where he's in the rankings, is not a terrible loss. Eric Anders is a pretty bad loss. Eh. Oh yeah, Chris Dawkins' little brother. Yeah. Kyle Dawkins. Does he have more than a round of cardio? Does Michelle Pajeda? No, he doesn't. Does Chris Dawkins have the ability to not get finished in 45 seconds? If so, if he has that ability to survive 45 seconds, then yeah, I'd probably take him because he'll probably darce him out cold. We're just being real. Yeah, I don't know. I'm extremely upset with Michelle Pajeda and his um, recent shit. So, what's up, Eben? How's it going, brother? Um, Michelle Pajeda, one of the worst. From we thought this dude was literally fucking just an absolute powerhouse machine, to fucking okay, you lost to Abis Magomedov. Yikes. Yeah, it wasn't a good look at all. Abis Magomedov, who's kind of chinny, if we're just gonna be honest, um, can be hurt, can be wobbled, can be put in bad positions, and you can't do that as a Michelle Pajeda who's explosive and shit. The Anthony Hernandez fight, it showed how much of a beast Anthony Hernandez is, but it's also like, dude, how did you get 10-8'd round back to back after the first? You got to be up at work by like 4 a.m. Dude, you're all good, man. It's my day off tomorrow. That's the only reason why I'm streaming. I'm a little tipsy right now, so dude, you're all fucking good. Don't worry about it, brother. I appreciate you stopping in the first place, bro. Don't worry about it. We all got work. We all got jobs. We got lives. But yeah, I mean, dude, first round happens, almost finishes Hernandez. Then the next 3 rounds proceeded to get 10-8'd back to back to back, just absolutely fucking ragdolled. And then in the fifth round, if they didn't stop it, it would have literally been that would have been a fucking because I guess you can give Michelle Pajeda the first round, so that would be a 49 what 10-8, 10-8, 10-8. So 4 10-8 rounds if he survives that last round. So instead of 49-46, it'd be like 49-41. But before I go, let me ask you this: thoughts on reducing the light heavyweight limit to 235 so we can end the or reducing the heavyweight limit to 235 pounds so we can see the end of the fatties? Yes. Noodly has tomorrow off. I do have tomorrow off. I am fucking so excited about it. I'm gonna get fucking shit faced. They gave Abbas to Piper in October, ranked opponent opportunity. I honestly think that Abbas might have a good chance to fraud check him. But yeah, I'm gonna get fucking hammered tonight. Yeah, I think we should decrease the or like make it so that the weight limit you have to be skinnier so that these fucking fat obese fucks can't be in the UFC anymore. Because hear me out. If I was 6'3" or because I'm like 5'11", right? If I was 6'3" or like 6'4", I could just fucking be a fat fuck who eats ice cream all fucking day and I can make it to the UFC as long as I have hands. UFC gets rid of Bidet, who's 7-1. I know. I think they're just done with if you have a shitty performance, like his last performance wasn't the greatest. If you have a shitty performance and you're a little bit fat, dude, they cut you. Unless if your name's Tuivasa and you fucking do shoeies. You couldn't give Michelle the first round. He had one exchange of cardio, then he got bullied for the rest of the round. Michelle, yeah, I know. But I mean, there was the finishing potential there at least. He had him hurt. Nick Klein is the same boat as Abbas and Michelle. Yeah, I think Nick Klein quits a little bit easier. I think Abbas, at least when he got rocked by Diego Ferreira with the spinning back elbow, he at least stayed in the fight and ended up coming back and submitting him in the third round. And with Michelle Pereira, he at least was able to take those 5 rounds of just straight up abuse from Anthony Hernandez. I mean, I don't know how hard Anthony Hernandez truly hits. I know he's more of a grappler guy, but you know what I'm saying? He's still able to take that abuse of just, oh, this guy's on my back, literally fucking hammer fisting my face and fucking pounding my face in. That sucks. I don't like this. He's at least able to take that abuse. Whereas Nick Klein, the second he's shown any adversity, he just fucking quits. You know, sucks. Really sucks. Yeah, I don't get why they keep why they got rid of Bidet. It really pissed me off. Um, It's just like, dude, we're getting rid of anybody we could build up to maybe be a not no, actually I can't say that. I was gonna say maybe be a threat to Aspinall, but you'd at least give him free title defenses because hear me out. He's gonna start running through all of these people, and then we're gonna have like a fucking he's gonna leapfrog the division worse than like anyone ever has. Like he's going to just keep knocking these people out in the first round. The only fight I think is tricky for him is the fucking Volkov rematch. You know, Bursky, yeah, he's 1-5 and he's still in the UFC, and it's just like, really? Like, dude, who else do we have at heavyweight to fight Tom Aspinall eventually at some point? Fucking Walter Walker? Like, all right, he probably gets fucking knocked out in a round, dude, in a minute. Um, there's the Gon, there's Almeida, there's Volkov, there's like a Volkov rematch, but like, dude, we're not looking for a Blaze trilogy. Maybe there's Almeida if he beats Gon or Volkov. There's Gon right now. There's the Pavlovich rematch if he gets another win. I guess there's Waldo Cortez Acosta if he beats fucking isn't he fighting no, he's fighting Pavlovich, so the winner of that might get a title shot. Derek Lewis? Like what? Ty hasn't won a fight in forever. I know. Valentin, who's 0-3 in the UFC. I like Valentin though. Yeah, even actually, his last performance kind of made me upset. So that shit pissed me off. The way he was kind of just like taunting and accepting getting KO'd, but he's pretty cool other than that. I don't know. Ty hasn't. Yeah, Ty. What? Okay. But before looking it up, I'm gonna guess. Uh, when the last time he won a fight was, and my guess is gonna be 2020. What's your guys' guesses? And okay, you have 3 seconds to put in your guess. The year. I know it's delayed and everything, but I'm gonna announce the date in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2022. He beat Derek Lewis via elbow. So, and Augusto Sakai before that in 2021. Also, the thing that pisses me off about him is, yeah, 2022. You were right. Good shit, dude. The thing that pisses me off about him is that it's not like he's being active and losing fights. You know what I'm saying? He's literally fucking. He's like losing fights, bro. Or I mean, sorry, it's not that he's being active and like he's not being active is my point. Sorry. He's not being active. Like he's losing fight. Like if you're gonna be losing fights and be on a fucking like 5 fight loss streak, at least be active. Fact, Lewis's last one is crazy. Lewis is on. I know, dude. How are we in Lewis on a fucking? Lewis is on a fucking winning streak before Tai Tuivasa's gotten his fucking win back. Derek Lewis, his problem is just that, like, if he fights somebody who's actually good, you know? Like, Jalton Almeida, like, Sergey Spivak. Sergey Spivak's alright. You know, Pavlovich, not Tuivasa. Tuivasa is pretty fucking bad. Cyril Gane's alright. Dude, he's fucking so inconsistent. Lewis on a winning streak is fucking insane, brother. Where did Chrissy J go? Where the fuck where did you go? You just popped in and said Noodle has today off or tomorrow off, and then you just fucking left. Damn, he got fucked up by Mark Hunt. He's fought Volkov twice then. No? No, he's only fought Volkov once. Francis Ngannou. He's fought like fucking everyone, dude. Holy shit. Matt Mitrione, Potts, Jordan, Pesta, Grabowski, Gonzaga, Roy Nelson, Shamil Abduramakiyov, or whatever. Yeah. Krishy dipped and dash, yeah. You can't zig when you're supposed to zag or whatever. That's fucked. That is insane. I might take another drink here soon. I do have chicken I'm also supposed to eat. This chicken's finna be bomb, dude. It was on sale. That's fucking gas, dude. Chicken is always good. Lewis got to win over Francis, and yeah, dude, that's true. That's the thing that fucking is really insane to think about. He has a win over fucking Volkov, um, and Francis, dude. Can't believe he has a win over Volkov, which is insane to me. After getting his ass whooped for the entire fight, he just fucking flukes it. Lewis versus Tom, imagine. I know, dude. Dude, if he beats fucking Tom, not only will the crash out be fucking bad for me, like I will, like, dude, the crash out's gonna be fucking bad because Aspinall is one of my favorite fighters of all time, right? But dude, also just like, bro, oh man, if he beats Aspinall somehow, crash out's gonna be bad. But it's also just gonna be like, what the fuck? Like this guy, whenever he fights the goats of his division, or not the goats, because Volkov, but like the toughest competition in his division, he just beats them via fluke KO. But he'll fucking lose to Tai Tuivasa. So that would be such a bad look for the heavyweight division, dude. I know. I faded him against Talashin Teixeira, and then he just knocked him out in the first round. Made it look easy. It's bullshit, brother. It's bullshit. It's not fair. I also picked against him in his fight with Rodrigo Nascimento and his fight with De Lima. I had Lima and Teixeira to beat him. Exactly. Exactly. I had Teixeira to beat him as well. And I also had Nascimento to beat him. He just decided. Where the fuck is Nascimento? Did they cut him? Oh, he lost to Romanov, huh? Okay. Then they cut him. Yeah, I mean, two split decisions and a no contest. Why? Why was it? Oh, he failed a drug test. So he's a roid cheat. Okay. Yeah, okay. And then I lost to Chris Doxis too. Yeah, Rodrigo's in the PFL now. I mean, PFL let him juice. They let Henan Fajeda juice, or not Henan Fajeda. Kuniev. They let him juice. Completely fine with it. Why is my coworker texting me, AJ? Oh yeah, that is AJ's tool, huh? It's actually a pretty nice tool. Bidet is gonna be in the PFL. Oh, 100%. PFL might have. Hear me out. Other than the top five, bar like the top five ish, UFC don't have the best heavyweights in the world. Like Gon, Volkov, Pavlovich, Blades. Blades kind of got fraud checked a little bit, or not fraud checked because he's lost before. But the fight with Kuniev was kind of like a oh shit, do we have the best heavyweights in the world? Almeida. Other than that, outside of that, do we have the best heavyweights in the world? I don't fucking think so. I think the PFL has a real running up, other than our champion and our top five. Like the PFL is a real argument to have better heavyweights than us. Like, hear me out, dude. They got Ngannou, they've got Fajeda, they had Kuniev. Like, that's not fucking like that's nothing to fucking scoff at, brother. That's bad. Or not bad, but that's bad for the UFC. Blades is a ranked heavyweight struggling with a contender series debutant. Yes, exactly, brother. A guy who got his ass whooped in the PFL. Like he's lost. I believe he's lost in the PFL. Kuniev. Let me see. I'm pretty sure he's lost in the PFL. No, he just has a no contest. No, I guess he hasn't lost in the PFL. But still, like, you know what I'm saying, man? Henan Fajeda. Like, fuck, dude. Like, outside of the UFC, like, I don't, like, outside of the top five, I don't think the UFC has the best heavyweights in the world. Had to win over. Yeah, it was over because dude, he was on the super serum fucking or super soldier serum, dude. He's literally fucking anabolic steroids. I can't even pronounce it. Drostanolone, metelenone, boldenone, and 19 nordendosterone. 5 different PEDs. That's fucking insane, dude. Bro literally had the fucking super soldier serum in his fucking veins, dude. I mean, I don't. It's whatever. It's PFL. I don't care if people cheat in the PFL. I don't watch the PFL. I don't give a fuck about the PFL. I care about the UFC. If it happens in the UFC, then I'm upset about it. Amen. Amen to that. Hold on. I'll read that in a second, but amen. Waldo Cortez Acosta, how is he a top heavyweight? Yeah, he's fighting a title eliminator, by the way. Don't let the fact that like Almeida versus Volkov is happening let you forget about the fact that Pavlovich versus WCA is a title eliminator bout. You know, like that's fucked. Bro beat Sergey Spivak. Exactly. He beat a fucking fat heavyweight and then by a close decision, and it's just like whatever, dude. Like GG's. It's a title eliminator. Pavlovich could get a rematch, or Waldo Cortez Acosta could get his fight. It really depends on what happens. Like, okay, so if Waldo Cortez Acosta beats Spivak, but um, Almeida beats Volkov, then Almeida gets the shot. But if Volkov beats Almeida and Waldo Cortez Acosta gets the win over Pavlovich, it's Waldo Cortez Acosta. If Volkov beats Almeida, then and Pavlovich beats Waldo Cortez Acosta, then Pavlovich is going to get the shot because he'll have done more work technically. Shamil Gaziev should get a title shot. He should get a matchup. Where the fuck has he been? He's literally I don't know where he's been. I mean I can't believe they fucking cut Rosenstruik, but like they cut Rosenstruik. Why? Like I get it, they're paying him a lot of money. Just lower his pay, but let him continue to fight. Fucking hell. They cut Rosenstruik, and it's just like what are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't understand. I really don't. Shamil Gaziev should get a top 5 guy. He should get a honestly just give him a title eliminator. Him versus the loser of Aspinall Gone, and if he beats the loser, then he gets a title shot. Walker, king of heel hooks. Oh yeah, Walker's a fucking problem if he can keep doing this to people. How is he not ranked? Because I swear to you that Nizuchukwu was ranked at heavyweight, and then he just beat Nizuchukwu, and it's also like he also is on kind of a pretty nutty streak right now. So how the fuck is he not ranked? It's Kuniev, Teixeira, Parkin, Bidet, Gaziev, Tuivasa, Lewis, and then like take out Teixeira and swap him with Walker. Like is that not just common sense at this fucking point? Anyone else not comments like if I ran the UFC rankings, this shit would be fixed immediately overnight. You know what I'm saying? Let me cook every division, dude. I will cook and I will fucking deliver on every single division, brother. Walker replaced Bidet. Oh, did he? Is my rankings not updated? Oh, he did. Okay, never mind. I was looking at the old rankings. Why is Mick Parkin still ranked? Yeah, okay, so he replaced Bidet. Have him fight Bidet, and then if Bidet loses, you can cut him. Whatever. Who cares, right? Um, yeah, I don't know, dude. It is insane to me. I don't know, man. Crazy shit. Walker replaced, but yeah, he did. What about these other rankings? Tatsuro Taira moves up a position over. How is he still below Albazi? I'm sorry, Albazi's done nothing but lose recently. Albazi can go below Kai Car France for all I fucking care. I know he has a win over him, but I thought it was a robbery. Hey, Joshua Van at the number 1 spot is pretty cool. I totally forgot about Mick Parkin. I know, dude. They gave Tybura died from PFL for Paris. Tyra versus Moreno next. 100%, dude. 100%. Him versus Moreno is a no-brainer. Or Royval. I know scheduling-wise it might not work out, but him versus either of the Brandons. Either of the Brandons work. Royval or Moreno. I think it's going to be a fucking scrap if they have the Moreno fight, because, oh, man. That's going to be such a... And it also would be a scrap with the Royval fight. Dude, these Brandons run the flyweight division in terms of entertaining fights. Not in terms of actually winning and becoming champion, though, sadly. uh, no, but, you know, I was saying this earlier, but I don't think you were in the chat. Does Steve Ursig versus Ode Osborne give off Reyes versus Span vibes? Or am I crazy? Does that not totally give off Reyes versus Span vibes? Reyes and Urseg had a very close competitive fight, arguably won, got robbed from the belt from the current champion, are kind of on a downfall, got knocked out in their last couple, fighting a Can who has terrible fight IQ. It literally reminds me of Span versus Reyes, dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So what's the exact one? I can see why you think that Ode has flying knees and KO power. Yeah, he has the chance to catch Urseg. Urseg's had a somewhat suspect chin in his last couple fights, and I mean mainly just the Kai Kara France one, but I still think I think Urseg's gonna win. It's just giving off Reyes versus Span vibes, where it's like they're fighting not only in terms of skin color, they both look the same. Like if you kind of look at like Reyes kind of looks like Urseg a little bit if you think about it. And Span kind of looks like Osborne a little bit, if you think about it, right? But dude, it's also like Ode Osborne and Ryan Span are both terrible fight IQ. Terrible fight IQ, have terrible looking records, but have KO power out of nowhere sometimes. And then Urseg and Reyes are like the technical fighters who should have been given their belt, but they weren't. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense, like on so many. Like it's just you have to understand it. Like if you just, it's sometimes it's hard to put into words, but if you know, you know. No, but I think Urseg wins. I think Urseg probably TKO in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Which will make me feel better. I hope Reyes beats Olberg, by the way. If he beats Olberg and then gets a title shot and wins the title and then retires, we are crying and we are fucking crying tears of joy. Reyes went from being close to retirement, now fighting Olberg as a potential title eliminator for sure. I think if Olberg wins, it's a title eliminator. But I think if, or no, I think if Olberg wins, he needs one more. I know it's crazy. I think if Olberg wins, he needs one more because Yuri versus Khalil is going to get the shot potentially. But I think if Reyes wins, I think they might try and jumpstart him to fight for the belt because I think they know that the UFC fan base is behind Reyes badly. Like we all want to see Reyes win the title and we all want to see him retire with the title or at least just get the belt wrapped around him. You know, maybe he wants to defend, maybe he doesn't. We all want to see Reyes win the fucking title because he was robbed so badly by John Jones, so badly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Reyes wins, they give him a title shot. If Olberg wins, they could be like, yeah, fuck you, dude, you need one more. Which I could have heard the argument for after beating Blachowicz, him getting a shot, but it's kind of like you had Ankalaev beating Pereira, and Pereira needs his rematch, and then you have Yuri making his resurgence, and same with Khalil, so he's going to need another one. Why is Urseg not in Perth, but in the Apex? You want to know why? Because that would make too much sense. Olberg mid. I 100% agree. I think Olberg is mid. I am just worried for Reyes' shot against him because Reyes is back, but it's like okay, if we're being honest, just hear me out, guys. Hear me out. You beat Jacoby Smith or not Jacoby Smith, sorry. Dustin Jacoby. Good win, but it is Dustin Jacoby. Anthony Smith. Ugh. I know he finished him, but ugh. And Krylov off of a long layoff. You know, Oberg kind of robbed Jan Blachowicz though, so there's narratives. Stream mogging me. I'm not stream mogging you. Ode versus Urseg in Perth would be so much better. I agree. Cody Brundage returning this weekend. Oh my! Hearing the voices in the air. Me, 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 me. The fucking WWE shit. It's like, oh my god, Cody Brundage, absolute cinema. I'm stream mogging you. Take a fucking drink of Hallerhead. Juliana, do you drink any Hallerhead? Have you had Hallerhead before? The official whiskey sponsor of the UFC. I'm having it right now. It's actually pretty good. Cheers. Thanks, Big Ink. I don't know why he did that. Yeah, you can ban him if you want. Why is he fucking impersonating you? Fucking loser. Good shit, Big Ink. You got it before I did. Juliana wants to do a panel with you, for sure. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, Hallerhead's pretty good. It's kind of smooth. It's just sometimes I'm a bitch. I don't, I can't handle. It's still harsh to me. It's really nice though. Yeah, I sure have. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm pouring myself some more. It's my day off tomorrow, so I get to drink and be hungover as fuck, uh, and not have to worry about going into work. Yeah, Hallerhead's pretty good. I don't mind Hallerhead. I also have some Pink Whitney, some sweet, twisted tea, sweet tea, whiskey, and Screwball. Screwball is pretty good. I like Screwball. When I go camping in Detroit again, um, I am buying so much alcohol for me and everybody involved. It's gonna be great. That guy's been going after me in Gilly's stream as well. He hasn't stopped trolling me. Why? It's probably fucking no chill on a fucking alt account, bro. No chill would talk so much shit about you, and I'm like, here's the thing. Do I agree with Big Ank on all of his points or who he's a fan of or whatever? No. But I realize that's your thing. Like that's your thing. Like my thing is like I like these certain fighters from this region and this region. You can like your fighters from your region. You can like your style. It's fine. But No Chill just fucking absolutely hates it whenever you fucking like Dagestanis. It's like as much as I don't like Dagestanis, I think a lot of their fan base is pretty cringe. You're not too bad yourself. So, um, I think he goes after you. He's like, fucking Big Ink, dude. What a freaking fucking F slur, you know? And I'm like, dude, chill. You don't gotta fucking attack him too bad. It's like, he wants to root for the Dagestanis or that style of wrestling, grappling. Cool. If anything, it creates a little bit of friendly banter, in my opinion. They can't stand the style, exactly. Yeah, but like I get it. Like I get why you like your fighters. I get why I like my fighters. And it's like it creates a bit of friendly banter where it's like if my fighter wins, I get to rub it in your face, and if your fighter wins, you get to rub it in my face, and we both get to have our cope. But if I like them, why do they have to get mad about? I don't. It's like if anything, it creates a little bit of fun banter, in my opinion. Like I like it when finally, a striker beats like a Dagestani grappler, and I get to rub it in your face a little bit, or you get to rub it in my face that Ankalaev beat Pereira. Like I love that shit. It's so much fun, dude. It's so much fun. I like all styles, but straight daggy crotch sniffing pisses me off. Oh yeah, no, I get you. I get that, but I like it when some people root for them because then for me on my end when they lose, I get to rub it in their face and I get to be like, "Ha ha, got you, motherfucker." You know? Like okay, I hate that style of fighting, right? But when Umar lost to Marab, I was fucking so happy because this fucking fake humble guy shit from fucking Umar. I got to rub it. I got to rub it in his face, despite it being a very close fight. By the way, I will say it was a very close fight. I got to rub it in Big Ank's face. I got to rub it in his face. Uh, Stream on your channel also, maybe. Not tonight. Not tonight. I'm not gonna be on for much longer because I'm gonna get way more inebriated. But in the future, yeah, I mean, I will do so. Not tonight though. But I mean, I love being able to kind of like rub it in, when my favorite fighter, my favorite striker loses to a Dagestani grappler, Big Ant gets to, yeah, yeah. You see, exactly. He was mad, but he can laugh about it. When my favorite striker loses to Big Ant's favorite grappler, I'm fucking furious. But when it's the opposite, when my favorite striker beats his favorite grappler, I'm like, motherfucker, get fucked. You know. But it's all fun and games. Like, because we can put aside like a lot of our biases. It's fucking hilarious to me. Like, I think it's funny, and um it's on Instagram that I really have to worry about, is because on Instagram, these like people who love the Dagestanis are so much like, they're either extremely nice and super nice, like, and whenever I drop a hate comment, they're like, "Hey man, like, I still respect you and I love you," and I'm like, fuck, my bad, now I feel bad. Or they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking rape your sister," and I'm like, okay, I did not expect that. Like, I didn't think we were going that far with it, but that's what some of them do when you drop a hate comment. I did the same when Muslim slept Lee out. I know, dude. I had a feeling about that fight. I don't know why I didn't pick Muslim Salikov, because it's like, yeah, he beat Kenan Song in his last fight, but I don't know what it is. I think he's like the unk who will kill all the bottom, or not bottom, because I mean, Liao's kind of a bottom feeder, but he's also kind of good. But he's the unk at welterweight who will kill like a lot of these guys outside the rankings who aren't like actually talented. You know what I'm saying? When John and Aljo fought, who do you think would win? I had, I think I had Sean O'Malley winning a split decision, is what I believe I had. I didn't think that he was going to be able to knock him out because I thought Aljo was just going to wrestle fuck him, and I thought it was going to be a damage based scoring. People were going to cry robbery esque thing. So I had Sean winning a split decision. Was what I thought was going to happen, based off of like rounds like 1, 3, and 5, the typical like damage based striker winning rounds, like Ankalaev versus Pereira and Marab versus O'Malley, like the 1, 3, 5. I had Sean decision as well. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, if the UFC, be real, if the UFC is going to give this to anybody at any point after they've already given him the Peter Yan fight, which is super 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 close, and damage based scoring comes into it, the KO shocks me. I know, dude. I saw that KO and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, oh my god. Like, I was like, dude, like maybe he is the next McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm kidding. I only thought that because he dresses flashy, and I mean, it is kind of the pullback counter, but it's different. It was different. McGregor's was a lot more torturous mentally towards Aldo than O'Malley's was, because O'Malley doesn't really know how to talk shit. I lost $100. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Hold on. Important question. Did you lose out on winning $100, or did you risk $100 in your parlay to win even better, or like parlay or bet, whatever you did? Did you bet $100, or did you bet to win $100? Is the question. Because if you bet to win $100, that could have been like, oh, I only put $5 down on a parlay, and But if you put $100 on a parlay or a straight bet, fuck. Sean will bounce back. I just hope he gets a winnable fight. Yeah, exactly. I think he'll bounce back really easily. I think it's like he's really fucking talented. It's just people will take it away from him. Sean was never that good. Sean was never that good. Oh, Cheeto didn't even deserve the title shot. Aljo was overrated. No, he's really good. Those are legitimate wins. He's fighting fucking Marab Dvalishvili. Marab is a fucking animal. Marab wins 3 more fights, you can argue him to be the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. If those names are the right names. Like a Pantoja, a Sandhagen, and if he fucking moves up and beats, like, if he were to somehow beat Volkanovski, he's the GOAT. Sorry, that's just fucking true. He's the GOAT. If those are the next 3 names on his resume, if Pantoja beats Joshua Van, he moves up, Marab ragdolls him, he ragdolls Sandhagen, ragdolls Volk, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. It's not debatable. It's just facts. It's just facts. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. He would be the GOAT of mixed martial arts. Those 3 names to his resume currently, in dominant fashion, fuck anything John Jones has done. Fuck anything GSP has done. That would be That would be the yeah, exactly. It would be nuts, right? But I'm cooking, am I not? Hold on, let me. Okay, so Merab. Let me. This would be his resume. Okay, so imagine his last couple fights would be this. Are you ready? It would be a Volkanovski. It would be a Pantoja. It would be a Corey Sandhagen, an O'Malley, an Umar Nurmagomedov, a Sean O'Malley, a Henry Cejudo, Peter Yan, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes. I know Moraes is the weakest out of all those names, but fucking hell, dude, that would be such an insane resume. Insane. He's too small. No way he can bulk more. I know he wouldn't beat Volk. I don't. I think Volk would school him. Clearly, you're wrong. John Jones can't be dethroned. Uh, well, clearly he can whenever he gets arrested for beating his wife. I think he could be dethroned there. Clearly, he can be dethroned. Officer Nerd, what, a black man can't drink? I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, and this is what I got. You fucking nerd. Drunk Jones is so fucking funny to me. I don't know. It's not funny that he beat his wife. It's just funny the way he acted like a little fucking 2-year-old when he was getting arrested, dude. That shit fucking had me so fucking. Shit had me laughing. You fucking officer nerd! You fucking cracker! I love that shit. I hate you. Hang me and kill me and shoot me. And then, bro, you guys remember at that press conference with DC? He goes, "Wow, you're calling me the N-bomb now? Real cool." Calling me the N-bomb now? Real cool, dude. Like, all right, buddy. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I might be more black than fucking John Jones at this point. Really? You calling me the N-bomb? After DC called him fucking N-word. Oh my god. All the stuff Jones had to deal with when he still finds a way to win. God on his side. I know, dude. It's like, dude, God. I'll never understand how God works. I'll never question it because I'm a religious person. I will never question it, but sometimes I want to question it. I'm not supposed to question it, but it does. It frustrates me the way it works sometimes because like John Jones gets all this preferential treatment, gets all this privilege, and it's like we got people like very. I know this is a very specific example, but I fuck with him so much. Cody Stamann never got like a good run in the UFC. He got fucked over. He had to fight Aljo and Marab. The video of him at the comedy club is peak. I agree, dude. Figure your butthole, dude. Like, all right. No, but Cody Stamann, specific example. I know, super specific example, but I fuck with Cody Stamann a lot. And it's like he got fed to absolute killers, and he never really got a good run in the UFC. And it's just like, but John Jones can fucking beat women, um, be a shitty father, and fucking hit a pregnant woman with his fucking car, flee the scene after breaking her arm because he crashed into her, do cocaine, ruin DC, who's a stand-up dad and a stand-up model, male role model. Cody Stamann, the OG. Exactly, bro. OGs will never forget Cody Stamann, dude. Him and Andre Fili, because I believe Andre Fili had him and his wife had a miscarriage, and that was just like, oh my fucking god. Like, really? Andre Fili out of all the people, Andre Fili's a fucking cool dude. Bro, like, he's a shite human. Exactly, bro. Fucking John Jones is a fucking piece of shit, dude. And it's just like, YNs will see John Jones and see Joe Rogan talking about John Jones and then just be like, yeah, he's the fucking GOAT. I don't give a fuck about what he's done in his fucking, outside of his career. He's the GOAT. And it's just like, dude, no. Philly fighting C-Rod, right? Oh, yeah, he beats C-Rod because C-Rod's not fighting an undefeated prospect. Philly's not undefeated, so touchy Philly. Not gonna lie, that fucking KO from Danny Ige on Philly was fucking nasty, bro. The fucking You know what I'm saying too. The tone I just did that in. You know exactly how Ige felt when he fucking loaded up on that shit. Fucking boof. Oh man, should have stopped it before he got that shot in. The ref should have, in my opinion, because Philly was clearly out on the fucking floor. Shit was insane, dude. I fuck with Stamen though. I don't think he's. I don't think he's. I think he got cut because he just lost to Damon Blackshear. You know, honestly, his losses aren't even that bad if you think about it. Lost to Damon Blackshear, Taylor Lapillus, Silva de Andrade is an eh. It's a okay. You lost to him. That's not a. In terms of like how I rate the loss, it's like I don't rate that loss very highly. Like if you lose to like a Marab Dvalishvili, I'm like okay, that's Marab though. But Taylor Lapillus, pretty good prospect in his own right. Damon Blackshear, pretty decent himself. Silva de Andrade, eh. Saeed, eh. Not aging too well. Marab, dude, it's Marab. Jimmy Rivera, eh. Aljo, that's fucking Aljamain Sterling, dude. That's Aljo. That Ige should have showed up versus. I know, bro. Knocked out Philly and went to go see his new. Oh, what do you mean by that? Okay, wait. Are you making a joke about Ige or Philly's newborn or Side Super? Eh. Or are you talking about Ige? Did Ige have a kid and I just didn't know about that? Noodle, let's discuss this on panel. I'm not hopping on panel, brother. Not tonight. I'm not coherent enough for that. I will hop on your panel later in the week. How about that? We'll do one later in the week for sure. But I mean that. Saeed is super eh. I know. Saeed is super eh. Some of his wins are like sneaky good. I mean, like Kelleher's a decent win. I know Kelleher has a lot of losses, but Kelleher is a good win. Wineland, at the time he got it, wasn't the greatest win. He had the draw against Song Yadong. Being able to take Song Yadong, who's a top contender now, you know, eh. So I mean, it's just Stamen. He got the wrong matchups at the wrong time, and it's like, you ever see like a fighter's resume and you think, dude, why can't a man get a Cody Brundage fucking matchup? I know different divisions. I know, completely different divisions, but I'm right. I'm right in this. Saeed solid. He just needs to improve on that gas tank. Nearly finished Bryce. That's true. He did nearly finish Bryce with the flush knee. That was true. Yeah, and he had a very competitive fight with Vinicius, who's a good prospect in his own right. But you ever see like a fighter's resume or a fighter's matchups that are being made, and you're just like, dude, why can't a motherfucker get a Cody Brundage matchup? I stand corrected. He said he is expecting a child soon. Oh, okay, okay. For a second I thought you were talking about Feely's child, because oh, he got knocked out, he got sent to heaven, and then he saw his own miscarried child. I thought that's what you were insinuating. I was like, ah, fuck, don't do that, don't do that. Yeah. So I don't know, but like, yeah, he is expecting a Ige is expecting. I'm mad they cut Felipe dos Santos. Yep, they keep fumbling. They keep cutting the wrong people. He's actually decent and exciting. I know, but UFC don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about us, man. So, you know, uh, yeah. Vinicius embarrassed himself. It was not close. Yeah, but in Abu Dhabi, if they were gonna give a close fight to anybody, they would have given it to Saeed, right? But no, Elvis Brenner about to be like Dos Santos next. They shouldn't cut Elvis Brenner. Feed him to a prospect. I know we were saying give him a good matchup, but if you're gonna go that route of cutting him, just give him to a good prospect then. You know. Side dropped Vinicius. Yeah, he did drop him like multiple times. I'm pretty sure. Super close fight though. I remember actually falling asleep during that fight because I had woken up at 6 a.m. to watch the card, and then I got super tired around the Vinicius fight, which was my most anticipated fight. Um, Manel Cop is one of my favorites. This motherfucker never fights and they don't cut him. I know. I know. I'm not doing a panel tonight, Giuliano. I'm sorry. I'm not doing a panel. Don't keep harassing me. Or else I'll end stream and cry. No, but like yeah, they don't cut Manel Cap for pulling out, for losing fights, for doing all this shit, but they will cut a Taylor Lapillus, a Martin Budet, a um any good prospect or any good prospect who just isn't who just basically doesn't suck the UFC's dick, you know? Um, who doesn't do anything perfect. Yeah, Makayev should be back. Makayev should be back. As much as I'm praying on the downfall of Makayev, if the downfall of Makayev is to happen as I hope it is, let it happen in the UFC. Don't let it happen on some fucking regional show. Don't let it happen in the PFL. Don't let it happen because I know the PFL actually doesn't have a flyweight division, but don't let it happen in fucking PFL, Bellator, Ryzen, KSW, Brave CF. No, let it happen in the UFC. Guru was 100% fucking right. Come on, 20 minutes, bro. No, no, dude. I will do a panel with you later this week. I promise. Guru was fucking right about fucking Makayev. If the UFC don't like him, spin it that way and fucking promote him. Be like, yeah, if I'm Dana White, this is how I'm spinning it. Yeah, Makayev, that guy is a bad noodle. That motherfucker, that guy, he's fucking fighting people behind stage. He's a fucking evil little fuck, dude. He keeps fighting people behind stage. He wheel kicked my coffee out of my fucking hand. He's a fucking asshole. I hate this guy. We want him gone, so we're feeding him to fucking Brandon Moreno. And then boom, everybody gets behind the idea of Makayev either losing or winning. Damn Freema, yeah, the good noodle. At least you got a sweet rug. Yeah. What do you mean sweet rug? I don't know, man. I gotta drink some more of this Howlerhead. Have fun. Or did you mean run? I don't know. Dude, fucking Makayev, bring Makayev back. Do it how Guru said you should do it. Like I'm not trying to glaze, because obviously I'm a big fan of Guru, and I think a lot of his ideas are correct. It's just the right opinion. Promote against him. Talk about how much of a piece of shit he is. Talk about how he jumped Manel Cap and shit. Makayev versus Pantoja is intriguing. Yes, because it's like if anybody can do it, it's a. I know he's technically not from Dagestan, but he looks the part. So, and said they got rid of the best prospect. I know. Dude's got Chihuahua energy. Yeah, exactly, dude. Promote him. Dude, fucking go in there and say, this motherfucker. You could spin it that he's Dagestani because he kind of looks the part. I know he's technically from the UK and he trained with Aspinall and everything, but you could spin it that he's Dagestani. Be like, dude, this guy's got Dagestani wrestling, but Pantoja's never been fucking even checked once in his title reign, dude. He's fucking Pantoja's good. He's just running through everybody. Can the Dagestani get it done? You could promote it that way and be like, dude, Makayev's a piece of shit, man. Makayev, that guy's fucking evil. He fucking wheel kicked my coffee out of my hand. He spat in my face and he said, "You're gonna give me 70 for 70 on my next contract." And then he fucking slapped my phone out of my hand and took it and texted Hunter Campbell that you're a piece of shit and you're fired and he's a menace. This guy's a fucking problem, guys. And then you get the entire UFC fan base either against the heel or for the heel. Have Makayev be a heel. Pantoja gotta move up and fight Ilya. Ilya? I don't give a fuck. I need that fight someday. Ilya? Really? I seen a vid. He low key taller than Ilya. Yeah, I still think Ilya beats him though. I think because Pantoja has an iron chin, right? Granite chin, but everybody has a granite chin till they fight Topuria. Like if he's knocking out Max Holloway, dude, he's fucking sleeping Pantoja. He might be taller than Ilya. Yeah, the height thing with these like featherweights and bantamweights and lightweights is very weird because it's like Ilya was like small next to Raul Rosas, but then actually ended up didn't look that small against Oliveira. He looks small next to Volk in my opinion sometimes, and then he doesn't look that way at all against Oliveira. And then Pantoja could probably look shorter than Makayev, but then end up looking the same height as fucking Oliveira somehow. It's crazy. Oh, the sweet tire rug in myself. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm not even locked into the game, bro. You should see this shit. Hold on. Look at that, dude. We digging out of this hoe. There's a lot of items I haven't collected still yet. This is actually a fun ass game. Charles Johnson beats Joshua Van and proceeds to go downhill while Van goes number one. I know, dude. It's fucked. I also got a golden toilet, my brother. I also got some items up here. Boxing, combat sport. Look, combat sport. Um, I don't even want this Josh Van and Pantoja. round one sub. I know. I really wanted Joshua Van to beat him, but I don't think he does. But there's a part of me, there's a very small voice in my head saying Joshua Van beats him, but I don't think he does. Logic is telling me no, but something deep down inside of me is saying, dude, what if he just stuffs the takedown and just fucking JDM Balas this motherfucker? I don't think he will though. I think dude, I think 9 times out of 10, Pantoja gets his back in the first or second round and subs him out cold. I like Joshua Van. Dude, imagine if Joshua Van got the belt, though. That div is locked. Yeah, the division is locked. I want Taylor versus Pantoja, but Royval had to. I know! Royval is the fucking split decision ruining everything merchant, dude. It literally a split decision merchant. Because I guarantee you, okay, hear me out. I am correct on this 100%. Joshua Van still wins the fight, right? But if he doesn't drop Brandon Royval in the last 10 seconds, that fight is a split decision, but it's still a split decision for Joshua Van. Winner of Josh and Pantoja fights Tyra. I still think you have to argue Tyra get another fight, another win. No one fight winning streak for a belt. I'm sorry. That's just as much as Oliveira is my favorite fighter of all time. He shouldn't have gotten the shot against Ilya. I hope. I know. Joshua Van would be such a cool champion. A young guy. Yeah, dude. Joshua Van's a fucking man, dude. I do agree. Yeah. What about the one fight title? Yeah. Um, Ilya just KO'd a lightweight and saying he'll go to 170. Fucking honestly, at some point, just let him do it. Like honestly, okay, if he knocks out, if he gets a defense, let him do it. History will repeat itself. He defended the featherweight belt one time, moved up, got the championship. Let him do the same with the welterweight. Pantoja is a toddler versus Ilya. I agree. I think Ilya probably fucking wrecks Pantoja. Not probably, he does. He wrecks Pantoja. Pantoja is a fucking stocky motherfucker. Or not is it stocky is the word? He's a fucking dense motherfucker for the division though. He really is. Ilya just yeah. I mean, if it goes to 170, I honestly think 170 is the limit. I thought lightweight some of these guys would outsize him. I think JDM would literally make Ilya look like a fucking midget out there. Islam versus Ilya, who wins? I think Ilya. After seeing his grappling against Charles, dude, I don't know. Ilya's gonna retire soon. He's not staying for long. Armin will be champ, probably. I don't think Armin will ever be champ, honestly. Just because I think he's gonna refuse to fight and he might get cut by the UFC or he might be forced to take another fight or he might just sit out. Pantoja versus Marab is the super fight. Exactly. That is a super fight, dude. That is a super fight. Give us this super fight. There's been so many super fights we've missed out on in the history of the sport, you know? I want this to be the super fight that gets made. This is one of those ones where it's like, okay, Pantoja's fucking so great offensive grappling. How is he good? How is he defensively? Marab is super good offensively and somewhat defensively. Like this is the fight we need. We need like if I fucking look back, okay, in 10 years if I look back and I look back on all the fights that have happened over the last the next 10 years and I look back and I see that fucking Pantoja versus Marab never happened and I never knew the outcome of that fight, I'm going to crash the fuck out. I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to be so mad. That's a fight I need to know the answer to. Who wins that shit? Because in your brain, who do you think wins? I'm leaning Marab. But Pantoja could get it done. What if Pantoja's just a fucking dog? What if Pantoja's... What if Pantoja would have... Because, in my opinion, yes or no, chat, in my opinion, if Pantoja somehow beats Marab, it's proof that he would beat current DJ. Maybe not prime DJ, but current DJ. Or at least DJ within the last year or so. If DJ were to have ever come back. Yes or no, if he beats current Marab right now, at his age. That's fucking proof enough that he might beat Demetrius Johnson. Maybe not prime DJ. But you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I hope I'm not losing y'all, but I really think that's the answer. Because it's not that the styles are similar. It's just that's the levels. If he beats Marab, he's the goat of the division. I know. I know. If he beats Van and then beats Marab, and I don't see him defending the belt at 135. I see him defending the belt at 125 some more for some reason. Malcolm Wellmaker, future champ, he might do of his division. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will say this. I think that if he beats Van, a Taylor coming off of a win streak, and maybe or it wouldn't have been a rematch, would it? It would be a trilogy, I think, with Moreno. Beats like a Moreno again, and then he has that win over Marab and Taylor and Van. Dude, he's almost the goat of the sport, but goat of his division for sure. He beats Demetrius Johnson. You don't need the 13 title wins to be better than DJ because DJ was just lacking name value. Malcolm Wellmaker, future champ. Eh, it's a little too early. I need to see his grappling tested. I really do. Not to pull a Dagestan. I know you love the Dagestanis, but if I'm being real, brother, check his grappling, brother. I do need to see him tested in the grappling aspects because so far he's had nothing but stand-up fights. So Moreno versus Royval and Kai versus Cop. Book it. You know what? I agree. I know Moreno versus Royval actually recently fought early 2024, but it makes sense for the structure of the current division. And Kai versus Cop. Yes. Yes. Kai versus Cop. The press conference to that. Don't make that an Apex fight night. Make that a feature fight on the fucking. Or the feature fight of a pay per view so I can get that beautiful press conference. I need. Kai Kara France as a bunch of fat. Like. UFC's holding out on these super fights to the new deal with Netflix slash. Oh, 100%. If they're not, and they end up actually not having any super fights, we will throw a Molotov through the Apex Center. Hey, yo, Israel, by the way, Apex Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, that's actually Gaza, by the way, guys. That's Gaza, and that's Hamas, and yeah. Yeah, I'd give him GOAT status if he beat Marab. Marab is insane. Yeah, dude, if Marab gets Pantoja, Sandhagen and Volk on his resume, if he were to somehow do that, I don't know if that's at all realistic because Volk has a couple more fights left. But if he were to get like the champ, especially if it's Volk at 145, we were having this conversation earlier. If he gets Volk, Sandhagen, and Pantoja on his resume, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Marab is the GOAT if he gets those three names on his resume. If he gets Pantoja, Corey Sandhagen, and Volkanovski, he's the GOAT. Fuck John Jones. Not fuck GSP because I like GSP, but throw his legacy out the window. Throw anybody's legacy out the window because if he gets those three names, it's over. He has two featherweight goats on his resume if he does that. If what I've told you guys right now, if that happens, he's got two featherweight goats on his resume. He has, in my opinion, a flyweight goat on his resume, and he's the bantamweight goat already. It's matchmaking. They will keep doing prospect versus prospect fights. Yeah, I think they will. UFC is definitely lacking recently, but they cooked. And then that other, yeah, it's like they're hit or miss, dude. If I go retired, I need a new favorite fighter. Oh, Dustin retired. I know that. I was never okay. I was a super big fan of Dustin Poirier, but he's never my favorite of all time fighter. Like my favorite of all time fighter has been Oliveira. Um, but Dustin's another one of my favorites. But it didn't hurt nearly as much for him retiring because he's sailing off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? He he gets to focus on being a dad. He's made fucking millions in the sport, dude. He just gets to relax now, you know. And he didn't have like a terrible ending. Like if he retired off the Makhachev fight, I would have cried. But since he retired off of this one, it's like if he retired off the Makhachev one, he would have been retiring off of not embarrassing, but like a finish. It would have been like, ah, fuck, he got finished. But it was a decision where it was a war. He fought his way. He had moments, in that fight. So, mm. Holloway's still my favorite. Oh, I fucking love Holloway. I just didn't like his fans in the lead up to the Ilya fight because they were so cocky, acting like Ilya had no chance. Trying to diminish Ilya in any way they could, and it was just like, dude, like Ilya's still a killer, regardless if you want to say Volko's compromised or not. And Maybe this is only the case because of the way that the Holloway fight went. He's still a killer, you know. I love Holloway too. My this guy I used to go to school with, one of my boys, favorite fighter is Holloway. My favorite fighter is Oliveira. We've been going through that actually turned off because I haven't played any audio through it, so my headset turned off for a second. I'm back though. I like Holloway. I really do. It's just his my nickname on Steam is Sober Costa. I forgot about that. You know. Just his fans were a little insufferable to the lead up to UFC 308, you know. I still fuck with Holloway though. And you know, I like the fact that Holloway bounced back because it proves that it it validates Ilya's legacy and it also validates his own. Have you played the Ready or Not game? I played it a couple times, but I refunded it because I didn't play it enough. It wasn't as enjoyable as I thought. I don't like the fact that you either have to install a mod that I can't find, or you just can't do it. You can't play solo. You always have a team of like people with you, and it's really fucking annoying to me because sometimes I just want to play solo. I want to be immersed, you know. But you got your squad of like SWAT team members with you. It's annoying. It is a fun game though. Just not 35, 40, 60, whatever, however many dollars it is, you know. You know. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I'm munching on this chicken. This chicken's fucking good. No, Ready or Not's pretty good. Um, a opinion that I have that I'm not sure might be an unpopular opinion. Let me know what y'all think real quick. Are you guys ready? It is damn near impossible for Tom Aspinall to become the GOAT of the sport. Not the GOAT of his division, but the GOAT of the sport. He could become the GOAT of his division with beating Gon and then getting one defense. But, but, for him to become the GOAT of the division or the entire sport, impossible. Battlefield 6 coming out soon. I didn't see that. What theme is it? The game might replace COD? Hopefully. I fucking hate COD. COD is shit. Their quality of their last couple games have been terrible. I hated Cold War. I hated Black Ops 6. I hated Black Ops fucking whatever. Cold War. Terrible. Yeah, I think it's impossible for Aspinall to become the GOAT of the sport, but not the GOAT of his division. Like, the GOAT of his division is super easy, but he can't become the GOAT of the sport because usually for the GOAT of the sport, you kind of have to maybe move up a division ish, you know, or like change divisions so you can prove that you're so good that you can either go up or down. He's not going down. That's impossible. There's also no super heavyweight, so um COD now is just goofy. They got American Dad and Beavis and Butthead skins. What? Beavis and Butthead. Really? Okay. I could maybe hear me out. I could maybe understand the American Dad one because, you know, hey, Fortnite has Peter Griffin, right? Haha. Let's get American Dad. Seth MacFarlane, whatever. But Beavis and Butthead? Really? Really? Alright. It's a little bit interesting. Beavis and Butthead, huh? Yeah, that's fucking that is wild. That's fucking insane, dude. Fucking Beavis and Butthead, are you fucking shitting me? All right. Whatever, man. I mean, you know, I'm just gonna say this. This is gonna be a very hot take. Hear me the fuck out. Well, actually, okay. Damn it. No, I unvalidated my shit. Okay, I'm gonna modify my take before I say it. So, if Max Holloway walked out to the walkout song that he did at UFC 308 and he slumped Ilya out cold, but Ilya still had the reputation that he would have had he beaten Max, aura million. He would have been the most aura fighter ever. Because Ilya only gained his reputation and his aura and all of his like his holy shit, this guy's good after beating Max, because a lot of people didn't consider the Volk win to be legitimate because Volk was compromised. He always coming off a KO loss, short notice, quick turnaround. But if he would have had the same reputation he would have had he beaten Max, but if Max would have beaten him, oh dude, Max would have been the most aura fight, like the most badass fighter ever. He would have legitimized the BMF belt if that would have happened. Because the walkout song he had was so good. And then if he would have gone out there and schooled Ilya, if he would have accepted Ilya's point into the ground in the first 10 seconds and flattened Ilya out cold, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just fantasizing. Sometimes I like to think what if. Sorry guys, I really do. I love thinking what if. Cuz there's things that have happened that have been what if. I feel like would be what if in another universe. You know how Holloway literally starched Gaethje out cold in the last second of the last round, a fight that he was winning really clearly at UFC 300, the biggest event ever, in front of everybody, knocked him out in the last second of the last round? Dude, that's a what if. If Max fought Ilya at 155 and not go to 145, that win would look way better for Ilya, not even yet if Max wins at 155. Yeah. I still think that it's a I still think it's an impressive win. I think maybe Max would last to a decision. I don't see Max getting finished at 155. 155 Max oh dude, 155 Max is a fucking problem. Why didn't he move up earlier, dude? Biggest question of my life, because he's really good at 145. Only lost to fucking basically two people at 145, right? Dude, at 155 he's a fucking issue. He is a fucking problem for fucking everybody. $10. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, fucking. It's not even my vape. It's the sickness still lasting. Fucking hell, my bad, guys. $10, mate. Dana makes John Jones versus Derek Lewis for the BMF. No. While Aspinall is the champ, yeah. No, he'll make it for a super heavyweight BMF title where the weight limit's 285. Did you just rip a tap? No, I hit my vape, but I've been sick for the past month. I'm not sick anymore. It's just the cough is lingering for some reason. Everybody at my work has it too, where like they're no longer sick, but they still have that cough that just comes out of nowhere, and sometimes it enhances whenever I hit my views, or not my views, my geek bar. So, no, if I ripped it, I would be a lot cooler if I ripped a dab. You might have ripped a dab, but I didn't. You don't like dabs, do you? Why don't you do it too much? Do you have an oil rig, right? They're harder to maintenance. Okay. Maybe we'll just get you that for your birthday then. I'll get you some oil and I'll get you a dab rig. I'll get you a new one though. Fancy one. A little bowl piece. Yeah. That's a fucking crazy shit ever. That's like what Everclear should be. Because Everclear is like literally just pure alcohol. Dabs is just concentrated weed oil, dude. Too much for me. Dabs put me on the moon. Yeah, yeah. You're a smoker. Yeah, yeah. I'm in a relationship with a smoker, and I'm a drinker. I like being around stoners though because stoners are a lot more chill than alcoholics. Alcoholics they just fucking they do too much. But fucking weed people are so chill. Cause like when I drink, I just dude. Sometimes I literally just get drunk and watch UFC edits. You know, I had a whole pack of gummies during the last Apex card, without and was seeing demons by the Rodolfo Vieira walkout. Yeah, that fucking does it. How much? How many milligrams, dude? What the fuck? Yeah, I mean a whole pack of gummies. That'll do it. I had my New Year's experience. I accidentally ate a like 250 milligram edible, which I thought was only going to be 25 milligrams because you're actually supposed to cut it up into tenths. But I didn't know that because it was a small gummy. It was a very small, very rookie mistake by my end. And yeah, I got so high that I thought I was on an acid trip, and I was so high that because somebody else had picked up the edibles for me because I was like fucking 15 at the time. I thought that the dispensary had known that I was getting them and I wasn't old enough to have edibles so that they intentionally laced it. That's how high I was. I was so paranoid that I thought that they knew and they were tracking me down. Just meant to eat a couple, but I ended up eating 20 gummies, 10 milligrams. So you had 200 milligrams. That's fucking insane. They were just too tasty. Yeah, I mean they are tasty. That weed gummy I was just telling you about, I didn't taste the weed at all in it. It was literally just like a fucking Jolly Rancher, but gummy. You know. Um, dude, I was so fucking high that I not only thought that the dispensary like did that shit on purpose because they knew that it wasn't for the person who bought it. They knew it was for me and it was being bought for me. And then the walls started breathing and the ceiling started breathing. It's how some people describe acid, But for me, I was just really high on edibles. So, and I was high for like 2 days. Um, yeah, it sucked. It was terrible because I was so unfunctional, and I think yeah. I'll smoke weed of it occasionally. I don't think I wouldn't. I'm probably not gonna smoke tonight. I've smoked weed very rarely though. Um, yeah. I mean, weed is pretty cool though. I fuck with weed. Just I have to not be doing anything the night of or the day after just to make sure. Whereas with alcohol, I can kind of get away with being a little hungover, or I can kind of get away with being a little drunk, the night before something. Do you see how many people are turning on Guru? How many people are I'm not turning on him. He's my boy. I fucking love his takes. I love everything about his channel. Why are people turning on him? Because the Aiden Oh my fucking god! It's just these niche motherfuckers who want to have their own niche little community, and they don't want. I want Guru to go mainstream because then, if you think about it, the Fuentes going mainstream right now, Guru going mainstream, but also UFC, MMA, and the correct opinions of UFC MMA going mainstream is huge for our sport. Damage based scoring. Joshua Van being a cool fighter, being the standard JDM. That style of fighting being okay and accepted. Let him go on Aiden Ross. Let him show everything. All these Aiden Ross fans are what people think Sean O'Malley fans are is what Aiden Ross fans are. There's no Sean O'Malley fans who are casuals. It's Aiden Ross fans who just happen to like Sean O'Malley because they seen an edit of him. Actual Sean O'Malley fans are very like hardcore fans. They're like, dude, this guy's fucking entertaining. He's really good. You know? Nobody was rooting for Sean O'Malley to get the fucking rematch. It'd be the closest you can get to Dana White also. I know. Dude, that's another thing. He could tell Aiden, hey, tell Dana White to stop fucking ignoring me and let me run the fucking UFC. I'd fucking crush that shit. Maybe it's delusion on my end, but I do think Guru, had he... No fucking big wigs in the show. If you just let Guru run the UFC, dude, he could make almost every pay-per-view sell 1 million pay-per-views. I genuinely believe that. You might think I'm insane, but he would promote the fights correctly. He knows how to promote. He knows how to spin things. He knows things about oh man. That's why I'm fucking upset, is because it's like, dude, Guru should be running this shit. He's so passionate about it. He'd make the fights interesting. Do you know how many more pay-per-views? Like, run through the last 40 pay-per-views. Do you know how big he would have made all of them had he been the promoter? Man, it would be the closest he could get to Dana. That's what's frustrating, is he's not. I just wish we could put him in a position where he could talk to Dana and just be like, hey, you go run boxing, you go run power slap, let me take care of the UFC, dude. Let me take care of the UFC. I will fucking promote the shit out of it. UFC moved Apex cards to weekends to fix a lot of problems. Or to weekday. Wait, if the UFC moved Apex cards to weekdays, it would fix a lot of the problems? Really? You think so? How do you mean? How do you mean? Shut your bitch ass up. Ah, fuck you, man. I will not shut my bitch ass up, actually. I'm cooking. Are you a gay boxing fan? Is that why you're telling me to shut up? Are you a fucking gay boxing fan that falls asleep during the fights and gets riled up over the decision? The decision that always benefits the boxing WBC? Is that what it is? Are you mad that every time there's a robbery, it's always in favor of the one that they want to win? We'll be happy to watch shitty Apex cards if it's on a what? Yeah, yeah. I don't want to have to fucking. Yeah, honestly, you're fucking right, dude. Because it's like, yeah, wasting our Saturday. Exactly, dude. You know, okay, so Saturday nights for me. Yeah, dude. Saturday nights for me. I get off work an hour earlier, and I get to go home and drink, and I get to go home and just fucking party and have a fun time. I usually have to delay my drinking a little bit if there's a Apex card on, because I want to actually be in tune and I want to actually be watching the fight. And it's just like sometimes I just don't want to delay it, and it's just like I don't know. I have other shit I'd rather be doing rather than watching Apex Fight Night. Like yeah, like there's so much other shit I could be doing on a fucking Saturday. I could go into town and fucking do shit without worrying, oh, am I gonna miss the fights? No, yeah, make it like the Contender Series. Apex cards are now the new Contender Series. Make them on Wednesdays and Tuesdays. Fuck it. Who gives a fuck, bro? Why are they gonna fucking UFC, bro? I'd also make Apex cards not stacked, but I'd make them better. I'd make them at least minimum have 3 ranked fights. You know, feature fight, co-main, and main. I'd actually, if I was the owner of UFC, I'd do away with UFC Apex. Fuck the Apex. Auraless, crowdless, piece of shit arena. Stacked fight nights. Minimum 2 UFC events every month. Minimum. 1 fight night, 1 pay-per-view. Apex cards should only be used for Contender and Road to UFC. Exactly! Exactly. Exactly. You get it. Maybe not Road to UFC, because Road to UFC is like Asian, and it's like moving them all over to Las Vegas would be fucked. Then I'll have all the fight nights and exactly, dude. Dude, I live in Oregon. When's the last time we had Fight Night Portland? When's the last time we had a UFC event in Portland? I actually don't remember. I think it's happened. It might have happened. UFC Portland. Canceled. Okay, 96. UFC Fight Night 96. Lineker versus Dodson in 2016. Couture versus Nogueira 2009. And it got canceled. Overeem versus Harris. Canceled due to COVID. Give us UFC Fight Night Portland, dude. It's only been fucking 9 years. right? Because 2016, 2020. Yeah, it's only been 9 years since you've been here. Too many shit Apex. Yeah, too many shit fighters to get rid of the Apex. They gotta trim the fat to do that. Yeah, I know. Fighters ain't built like they used to. You're right. I know. Yeah, man. Yeah, we've got Mario Batista's and Torres Finney's, who a lot of people say, "Oh, Mario Batista, I forgive you." The fuck who the fuck are you? I forgive you? No the fuck we don't. You still did that to Jose Aldo. Torres Finney, Mario Batista, Apex, cut their fucking pay. Give them the most dangerous prospects. There's too many shit. Yeah. Just do one WMMA fight each card. Just to get rid of WMMA. Have the low level guys on the early prelims. Just get rid of WMMA, unless if it's title fights, or title eliminators, or ranked fights. Even then, get rid of it all. You know what I mean? What's Casper doing? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Vallejos should not be in the Apex. Vallejos and Rebecca and Duncan should all be in front of crowded fight nights. These are not the people that you should be putting in the Apex. Gerald Mearshart, somebody you should put in the Apex. You know what I'm saying? Torres Finney, put him in the Apex. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of these guys. A bunch of them. You know? Randy Brown should not be in the Apex. I know it's been a while since he's fought in the Apex, actually, but he should be crowded fight nights. You know what I'm saying? Um, Nico Price, Apex. Eric Anders, Apex. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, Carol Rosa, Apex. Current fighters on this card, Dolidze versus Hernandez. Ursig shouldn't be in the Apex. Osborne, entertaining enough to not be in the Apex, but you can justify him being in the Apex. Angela Hill should be in the Apex. C-Rod, he can be in the Apex. He can be in the Apex. You know? Um, Eric Anders, Apex. Rafael Kakara shouldn't even be in the UFC. Know what I'm saying, guys? 90% of the women's roster in the Apex. Exactly! Apex. Jocelyn Edwards, Apex. Uros Medic, eh, eh, no, he shouldn't be in the Apex. Julia Stolarenko, Apex. Cody Brundage, Apex. Let's see. Next card. If it'll let me fucking refresh. Um, Let me see here. UFC 319. Let's see how many fighters should be in the Apex. Lerone Murphy and Aaron Picto, Apex main event. Andrade Godinez, Apex. Mearshart Alexeychuk, Apex. Maybe not this exact fight, but GM3 should be Apex, man. He's an Apex warrior for sure. There's not too many. There's actually some pretty good fights on there. Let's see. More. Bryo versus Amavov. Amavov. He doesn't have to be in the Apex. Okay, but Ante Delia versus Ty Tybura. Apex. You know what I'm saying? Fluffy should be on a pay-per-view. Urseg should be in a crowd. Exactly. Exactly. Bakauskas versus Craig. Apex. Obviously an Apex fight. Tavares versus Bryzek. Bursek. Apex. Oki versus Mason Jones. That can be in front of a crowded fight night. That's fine. Um, Sai versus Ribeiro. Apex. Bannon versus Hughes. Apex. Gomez versus that guy. Apex. Yo, I am getting tired. I'm sorry. I'm not ending just yet though. Apex. They should make Guru the UFC CEO, and then they should just make me the judge, like where I'm the judge, and basically like you're either guilty or not guilty, except I'm either you're Apex or you're in front of a crowd. Gene Silva versus Diego Lopez. That could be a fight night. Suarez versus Lemos. Apex though. Pennington versus Demont. Apex. Aguilar versus Gruel. Apex, bro. Apex. Elise Pereira. Isn't that Alex Pereira's, like, sister? Um, Medina versus Trodovic. Apex. Reese versus Dumas. Apex. These are all Apex fights. Nunes versus Kayla Harrison. No, no, you can. Okay. Feature fight of the prelims. Best I can do. Main event of a fight night in New Orleans. Best I can do. What are you crying about, Casper? Why are they not allowed under there? Okay, fair enough. You fuckers. I know he FaceTimed me, but I'll shoot him a text. But been a long day. I don't know. I'm a genius. The UFC should hire me, and I'd be doing things. How do you like Oregon? It's great. Sometimes the only issue is that like unless if you're basically in California, the coast where I live is fucking cold as shit. So, unless if you want to like run up a little bit and find like a city that's somewhat close to the coast that has like a lake or whatever, you can't go swimming because it's fucking freezing. Um, I'm a technician. I'm a tire technician, and I'm also learning how to do suspension and brake work and alignments. So, fucking a lot of fun. I've been to Portland and Bend, Oregon. Portland was weird, but Bend was yeah, Bend's awesome. Portland is a fucking shithole, dude. It used to be good like 10, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, but recently it's terrible. It's actually one of the number one cities in the United States for human trafficking. So, but where I live, it's super safe. Just the fact that it's cold here. And, I'm a technician for all that stuff, and so I do a lot of campers. I do a lot of trailers. I do a lot of all that shit. So a lot of trailer shit. The camper stuff, they're big 10-ply tires and shit, so they're very, very difficult to work on sometimes. Mounting them can be a bit of a pain in the fucking ass, but you know, I felt like all the homeless were on meth. They are not on meth; they're on fentanyl. They're on any hard drug you can imagine. They were psycho. Yeah, no, they're fuck. It's terrible. It's terrible in fucking Portland. Like how you know how like how do I explain it? Not Breaking Bad. It's a, I'm trying to think of how to explain it that makes sense. Like you know how the entire country at one point in time was laughing at California because oh dude California is such a shithole. I laughed at them back in that time because I used to think, Oregon will never be like that. Like, yeah, we're more of a Democrat controlled state, but, we're not going to be that bad. No, Portland has officially dragged the reputation of Oregon to the shitter. So we now have that reputation. Now I can no longer laugh at California because they'll just be like, yeah, look at Portland, bitch. So Portland's bad. Um, Ben's all right. Eugene's getting pretty bad too. Eugene's actually getting pretty bad, which sucks because I like Eugene. But do you want fucking food? Is that what you want? He's meowing. I'm not sure if y'all can hear him, but he is meowing because I think he wants food. Dude, you have some food. What do you want? Come here. Ah, you fat, you fat cat. Okay, I'm sit in my lap and get some lovies and attention. Kitty cat. He is a Siamese, by the way, if you all are wondering. This motherfucker's crying for attention. He's literally whining. He's meowing for attention. Second you start giving him attention, he's squirming. He's like, oh, let me go. You're not getting let go. I will hold on to you and keep continuing to love on you. Actually, you know what? Go away. Is it steak? Do you want some steak? This motherfucker. You know what I'm saying, guys? Cats. They're so greedy. The greed disgusts me. Either way, I do believe that is going to do it for the stream tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I know it's been a while, and I know I rarely stream anymore. If I can get my mouse to work, that'd be nice. There we go. So, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I know it's been more of a chatting stream more than a gameplay stream, but I appreciate y'all for stopping by and chatting with me. So, thank you, Cheddarhead. Thank you, Big Ank. Thank you. I believe your name was Cancer. Cancer is a great name. Giuliano, Haunter, fucking everyone. I thank you all so much for popping by and chatting. So, yeah, later, Cheddarhead, man. Later, brother. Have a good night. You too. You too.